Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode. Today we're just gonna have a little chit chat. I did want to show you a couple of things from previous videos, so we're gonna start with that. Now, if you remember correctly, I had tried to photocopy this, and it did not work. Because of the metallic. But what I was saying is you could take a gold Sharpie or bronze or silver and go over it. So that's what I did in this one. And yes, there's a bit of shine back in it, but it doesn't change the fact that the background is still not quite right. But I was able to put the gold back on just with a Sharpie. See that? It does have some glitter to it. Not a whole lot. You could also use gold paint, or you can get glitter in glue and then you just paint that glue on it and it'll add sparkle. So I just wanted to let you know I did find it, and I did where do I have an extra? Oh yeah, that one. And I did try the Sharpie. It did work, but I think maybe if you want more glitter, now this background didn't work for me, but there are other backgrounds that might work for you depending what you have. And the glitter did work. All right, that's for that one. Oh yeah, more on glitter. Remember how I had this wrapping paper that was all shiny? Well, I photocopied it, and this is how it turned out. Not horrible, but it showed the crinkles. So I think this one, no, this one was the art glitter glue because it stuck. Remember the glue stick, it actually peels. This one doesn't. So that was the art glitter glue. So if I redid this with glue stick, I might, not sure, but might not get those wrinkles. But even though there are those wrinkles, it's not horrible because this is the base, right? You're going to put stuff on top of it. So not horrible. You can even decorate the centers here if you want. Like you could do with white glitter. You could do like, or even the gold Sharpie maybe. Just follow those lines just to add a little bit, another dimension. So there, I wanted to show you that one. And then the same with this one. I didn't think because of the shine it would work. But this one worked the best of all. Look at that. Perfect. No wrinkles. Is this the glue stick? Yeah, this is the glue stick. See? Perfect. I absolutely love that one. Yes, it's not that shine like on the wrapping paper, but still with the pattern, the geometric patterns, and I think overall this one turned out the best. I am definitely going to be using this one again. And then there was this one, which the stars and moon was shiny. And this one too. There is a little bit of grayish coloring, but that's the way the paper is, right? So this is another one that was able to photocopy perfectly. I'll definitely use that one again. And then this one came out darker. So instead of the dark blue, it now looks like black and white. But it's still absolutely beautiful. No wrinkles, no nothing. Perfect. Just a little different in color. This one, see, my issue why I tried all these is because it's wrapping paper. It has a finish on it that's kind of glossy. So I wanted to know how they would print. This one's a perfect match. Like, look at this. This is the original. Okay, on camera it does look a little more green, a little darker, but perfect. I would definitely use this. And then this one with the dog and cat. Again, perfect. Look at that. So you definitely can use wrapping paper. And of course I have some other ones, but you get the point. So these, oh, wait a minute. That one, I wanted to know. This one, remember? I absolutely love it, and I wanted to know. It came out dark and like a smoky color. But in the right journal, it would be fine. Like I know on camera, it looks just a little dulled out. But with the naked eye, the bird is not as bright as you see it. It's the whole picture is a little duller than what you see. See how there's kind of like a shadowing on this side from bending it. It's kind of darker, grayish. They're more grayish. That's what I see, even darker than that. And I also have lines here. I don't know if you can see those lines, but it printed lines when the original did not have lines. But like I said, it's not hard. It's not something I'd use all the time, but in the right journal, it would work. All right, so that's all those. All right, so that was a few videos back. Now, the last video I did these books. Now, remember I was questioning about this thick tissue paper, how thick it is on some of mine because I just went fast and I just over scrunched. Well, I'm not too happy with it. This one, I ended up adding black to it and it just looks, I don't know. It could pass as like cow skin, cowhide, but I don't know, these parts, see how they show still? I'm not crazy with it. Mind you, I'm sure when they stretch and use the leather, they get some of that, but not that much. I tried to add the black. I did it just around the edges, and I didn't like it. Now we're talking about the 3 distressed inks. The black, the walnut stain, and the vintage photo. That's all I used for all of these. Now I used the black soot because I thought maybe I could cover this up more. Like almost make it faint. It didn't work. I really don't like this one. And I did the same with this one. Mind you, it looks better than that one, but you see how okay, on the camera it shows a lot more than with the naked eye, but I still don't like it. And then I did this one. Again, I did a little bit of the black around the edges, just like I did with this. But this one, I then took it and went over the inside with my blending tool. I have a black one and I have a brown one. And as you can see, the brown looks black. It's because I was blending, and so it picked up some of the black. But I don't know, these 3... And this one, you could see some of the tissue paper came off. I don't know. These 3, I'm not crazy about. I'm sure for some people it'd be fine because I'm sure there are some cows or, you know, like with the darker fur. I mean, the cowhide, you know, the hide is darker, but these veins bother me. Even with this one, like, whoa, so many veins. And that's from the overlapping of tissue paper. And this one, it only overlaps here, thick. Oh yeah, and over here. But If I use this as the cover, then you don't really see that much. You just see this, and then it's not so bad, right? But yeah, I do not like the thick tissue paper. The future ones I make, I'm going to pull the paper, tissue paper or napkin, whatever, a little further apart so it doesn't bunch up like that, because I don't like that. And then here's some that turned out half decent. Now these, the tissue paper overlapped also, but not as much. So I did this with the, I started with the vintage photo, and I didn't like the way this looked. Actually, I think, I don't know which one of these, but there is a few of these that I had done the vintage photo on just those parts. Then I let it dry overnight. Actually, it was a couple of days because I was busy. And then I went over the whole thing with the vintage photo. And then I went with, after that, no, I didn't, I don't think I let that dry. I took the walnut stain and just went around the edges. So on this one, oh, see, you don't even see the edges being dark. Oh yeah, here. On this side, you see it a bit. Right here and there, you can see it a bit. I did that with the whole thing. And then I kind of blended it. And then there's this one. This one, I did use both the vintage and the walnut. But this one has a lot of the white blotches. You see that? So this one doesn't really look that bad. And then this one I just did with the walnut stain. I think I did do the vintage photo on the veins. Oh, maybe not this one, because this is more balanced. Anyway, so there. And, you know, basically you just play around with, see here, it's blotchy. You know what I think that is? I'm wondering if when I painted on the Mod Podge, whether it's the under one or the, see this I think is the under one, just the way, because of the way it looks. This one, I think when I Mod Podged under the tissue paper, some of it started drying before I put the tissue paper on, so it didn't connect. And then when I did the top one, maybe I missed this, because it looks like it did glue to the bottom, whereas this one looks like it didn't. Right? So I'm wondering it's the Mod Podge. I have to go quicker. Maybe it started drying in between. This one turned out nice. There's the cover, and there's that. And then this was the best one of all. I like this one the best. It has a little bit of the black, but you can't even tell it's black. It looks like a black brown. And a little bit here. I really like this one. Now, one thing I forgot to share in that video is, you know how the overhang, you got to cut it off. Well, I wanted to mention, you can use a nail file and then just go like that. And it will take it off. See there? Look at that. It's all nice and clean now. There. All cleaned up. So you can use a nail file instead of pulling out sandpaper. You can pull out sandpaper if that's all you have. But I forgot to mention that on that video, that you could use a nail file. I still have some to trim. But I'll do that off camera. So those are the ones I've made. Now these are all my prototypes, right? Testing out how it works, what the issues are and everything. Well, 3 of the best ones I took and I decorated it for my girls. And this is the final look. I added the corners. All right. Oh, here. These corners. Now these are the little corners. So this looks better on smaller journals. And then they have bigger ones too for your bigger journals. And those would be nice on the ones that have material that's thicker. Because when I tried to put it on here, they kept, as you can see on this one, see it sticks out a little bit. So what you have to do, I had 2 pliers and I put this side, I made sure that it was square, and then I put this one and I put my pliers on it. Like I pushed it so that it was flush and I squished it so it was in place. And then I had to take a bit of take a hammer and tap this so that sometimes when you push with your hands, it'll bend, but in the middle, you have to have the 2 touch, like they need to connect. And then when you squeeze these 2 down, this is bumpy. So then you got to squeeze that. But the issue is when you squeeze that very corner, one of these come out. So I discovered I have to start on one side, then squish the corner, then tap this into place and squish that. So it'll take a few tries, but you will figure it out. This a stamp I made. Well, I stamped. I made these. On some of them, I cut out the corners, but my corners weren't the same as these corners. Like it's a wider corner, so I stopped doing it. And what they are is coffee dyed paper glued onto a black backing, and then I put 2 brads in it. And so that the brads don't show on the other side, I stuck a piece of ephemera on it. Take time to smell the roses. And then in the middle of the booklet where the stitching is, I made a little tab. Now these tabs I don't buy. What I do is I take a 1.5 inch, or you can use a 2 inch circle punch. And then I will take a 1 inch circle punch. So here. All right, so that's your first circle punch. Then you fold it so you know where the middle is. And then you take your 1 inch one and you just center it. You know, you line the 2 lines up and then you punch. And then you do the exact same thing on this side, but I just eyeball it. If it's a little off, it doesn't matter because both of them are going to be on a different page, right? Because it goes over the 2 pages. And then I just line the page up with the 2 points. And so then you have your own little tabs. And so that's what I did on these. I did those tabs. And then at the very back, I just put those made with love stickers that I got from the dollar store. I have a whole bunch of them. And then I did a lace frame. You can even just cut out a square piece of decorative paper and just stick this onto it and then glue the whole thing onto the back. And then I wrote them a little message that was for my girls. So this one is for one of my girls. She hasn't got hers yet. The other 2 got theirs on the weekend. So I think that's, oh yeah, and then for the inside cover where I covered up the brads in the back, you can use something like this. You can do music page. You can cut out the bird, flowers. I have this one too. And there's this one. And then even just leftover scraps, you could cut a part of it out. You know, like you could just cut it like that. This is not a hole in the paper. That's in the clock. But you can just cut this out and put this on there. There's this. You know, maybe you like that flower. It's not as wide, doesn't matter, because you're just decorating the inside cover. See, there's this too. Actually, this would be a nice bookmarker. Yeah, so that's the update on that one. I just wanted to show it to you. All right, so now I wanted to talk to you and share my ideas on creating a journal. Now, the first part of a journal, first part of any journal, in my eyes, now this is my opinion, this is how I do these. So first thing, you got to do your journal covers. You can use fabric, pattern papers, or create your own. Now, as the base, there's Amazon packaging, both the cardboard and the bubble wrap one. There are paper bags. Some grocery stores, you can buy them when you buy groceries. Food delivery. There's envelopes. Now this was one from Avon when I used to sell Avon. Then you got cardstock. So the bases of the cover we're talking now. And then some of these book covers. They're already hard. They already have a binding. And some people cut out the binding and make their own. But used books. This one's a little thicker, so you'd probably have 2 or 3 signatures in that one. Same with this one. This one I had a little boo-boo. I cut the binding. See that? That's okay. All I know now is either I replace the whole thing or I'll have to put some tape to reinforce it. That's all. And it's good to go. And then to cover it, you can use something like this, your 12 by 12s. Look at that. And if you make a softer shell journal and you don't want the hard cover, these are great because you fold it in half. It becomes 6 by 12. You've got the cover made, the back is made, and the inside is already covered. So you fold it, and then you just stick papers in it. Right? Papers, envelopes, doilies, whatever you choose. So, depends on how hard you want your covers. Now, as you know, I already made some covers. I made that one for my mom. So this was my bedspread. The center of it was bad, so I kept the whole strip around the border because it was still good. And these lines and then the blue trim, that's from my comforter. And then this strip of, what do they call it? I don't know. But anyways, this was from her. And then these are just paper, 3-dimensional flowers that I had bought at the dollar store. Oh no, this is mine. Because this is a memory for me. This is mine. This is hers. Because she had this sparkly material and the red and the green, which is another texture. So it's texture on texture. And then I put the white lace. I glued it on. This is her materials, which is why, and then I stitched hers. As you can see, I'm not very good at stitching, but doesn't matter. I stitched hers. And then I did this one for my boyfriend. This is his comforter where the middle was bad. But his edging on his comforter, you can see this wave. Well, it had that wave on the whole bedspread. But his I also stitched, and it looks like I did a better job. Oh no, here I bunched up a bit. And then I put a typewriter on the inside. Oh, his pages are already done. Well, it started. I put a typewriter on the inside. And then I put, this is a heavier lace, so I'm okay putting that for guys. And then you got your paper covers. Just like I said, you could use something like this or this if you don't mind having a softer journal. And then this one is just a bunch of papers. And I already binded it. See, I did the little tuck. Instead of cutting the 12 inches, I just folded it for the height of the journal. And now all I have to do is glue the edge and it's a pocket instead of cutting it off. Right? But yeah, I've already see here the same thing. I did the same thing. But yeah. And then this was the first one I did. Whoop, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. Oh, that's where my words and sayings are. You know, like this is cardstock, this one. But this one is not. This one feels like cardstock too, and this one's not. This one's not. So you can mix them, it doesn't matter. But there you go. So that's the covers. That's the first step in my opinion, because by creating the covers, it then I get to choose what the theme is. Whether you go by color, pattern, you know, like with my mom's, it's souvenirs from, you know, when she was, you know, able to live her own life. You know, just whatever you want. You can use whatever. So that's the cover first. And as you're creating, you know, think your theme and everything. Then number 2 is your pages. Now, with pages, you can buy pages, you know, kits, downloads, whatever. But you can create your own too. So, as you know, there's jelly printing, and since I don't have jelly printing supplies, I created my own. Now, this one, I'm still going to be stamping on it. I don't think I'll do stenciling because these textures already does what stenciling does. It was just stenciling with something else other than a stencil. But I painted the background. I did my fake jelly printing, you know, your stenciling. Now I'm going to put some stamps on it. And maybe I'll cut out some tissue paper or some things from online, glue them on. Like, I don't know how far this is going to go, but this is a work in progress. You start with one element and you build on it. And every time you finish one element, I like to just let it sit and look at it and figure out, what do I feel I want to add on there. Another one is napkins or tissue paper. These are napkins. I put it on paper that I wasn't too crazy about. Napkins you can use. You can even put it on just printer paper, and that becomes a page in your journal, and then just paint or stencil on the back of it. There's this one, which is similar to what I want to do with the painting. It's coffee dyed paper. I stamped on it. Oh, I didn't do stenciling on this one. I just did stamping. Then I glued some papers on it. Oh yeah, this one was stenciling. I did do stenciling, okay. But this, not only can this be a page in your journal, but if you print it on label paper, it works. And you can get different sizes, and you can use it as embellishments, which we'll get to later. Book pages. This is also a book page. It's just lined paper, counting paper, graph paper, lined paper, tissue paper, letterhead. Well, I know letterhead is on the top, but I mean like writing paper. And the fun thing about the tissue paper, you can faintly see what's behind it. Now, this is not very dark. If you had like a rose or something, and then you put tissue paper over top, that would be, I don't know, it's just really appealing. Coffee dyed paper or tea dyed, avocado, paints that you dilute and dye the paper, whatever. This was something I found online, and I really love the pattern, the color and everything. So I printed it. Wrapping paper. Peel and stick wallpaper. That's this stuff. I just mounted it to cardboard. I like to mount it onto something. Okay, where? Oh, I did it on printer paper. I didn't do it on cardstock. That was the earlier one I had done. Isn't that pretty? I love it. And I actually saved it on my computer. And that's how it printed. So that now can even be an ephemera card. Or you can just do this, and then when you photocopy it, so you see more texture on it. It looks a lot more vibrant than it does on the camera, by the way. It's not as vibrant as this, but it definitely looks pink, and you can see all the markings, like all the crinkles and stuff. Oh, and then because of this, I was thinking of those notebooks. Instead of doing faux leather, what if I did tissue paper and then picked the color? It would be like this. The only thing is you'd have to figure out how to make it shimmer like this wallpaper. But anyway, so then this you can cut into 4 and make ephemera cards. That was what I was trying to get at. All right, what's this? Drawer liners or shelf liners. Again, this is the original and this is the photocopy. Like, it's identical. It worked perfect. And then you have all the flowers and the bees. Like, it's beautiful. So that's drawer or shelf liner. This you've seen as this is my comforter. Well, I photocopied it. The only thing I would change in the future is maybe iron this, get rid of some of these wrinkles, and yeah, you can use that as a page too. Any materials. Coloring pages. Look at this. They're not connected, so I could choose to color it or not. I could color it, cut it out, use it as an embellishment. These, I could put it on a card, make it a ephemera. Look at that one. Aren't those butterflies beautiful? You color them and then you cut them out. Or just cut them out. Somebody else can color it in their journal. But I would probably color them. Maps. These kind of maps. Instead of cutting them into sections like I did, you could take one that, I don't think I left any, but you could open it up and then, oh look, those two go together. So you open it up and just photocopy it and make it a page. You can take from your, you know, from your book form. Oh, there, Drumheller. If you're doing something on dinosaurs, I should have added this in my grandson's journal, because Drumheller's where the dinosaur museum is. You could pick any page. Here, Banff. Everybody loves to go to Banff. You know, you just photocopy that page. And by photocopying it, you still have this for when you hit the road, if that's what you want it for. Calendar, agenda, whatever. That you could use. Magazine page. This is a magazine page. Isn't that a beautiful picture? And if it's smaller, you just use it as an ephemera. Or you can collage. Collaging is very, very popular. All right, so that's for your pages. Then you got embellishments. Well, embellishments, you take those pages and you cut them up. You can cut them up in all kinds of ways. You could cut out words. There's words. Numbers. You can cut out numbers. Any pretty pictures you like. Yeah, whatever. I'm missing, oh, it's because I have a whole bin of fussy cutting. I don't have my fussy cuts in here. I wonder if I have any in here. Because the whole point was for fussy cutting. Now, also with embellishments, you can do on the computer, right? I've spoken about that before. Do I have anything from online in here? Oh, a greeting card. You cut out the words of a greeting card. And, of course, of a magazine, too. Your Christmas labels. You can cut this off and then just add this into a journal. Because you could even, if you can, or leave it that way, this is a ticket, right? So then just add some newsprint and some washi tape and stuff and just add it to your journal. Yeah. And there I did some circle punches. Yeah. I'm just trying to see. Oh, yeah, no, I don't have any fussy cuts. I must have used them all. I'm very slow with fussy cutting. Like there's ladybugs and flowers and all kinds of things you can get fussy cutting. I don't want to pull out my fussy cutting bin because on either side of it there's a bunch of stuff. But I'll just pull out some things. Oh, really? All right, so this is my grocery list thing I have on my fridge. This thing. Well, these are really pretty, and you only write on this part of it. So you can cut off the top. See here, it says barbecue sauce. You just cut off the top when you're done, and then you can use that. You could cut it across here and around his feet and just use it like that, ABC, or you could cut each one out individually. These are things I printed online. So I did different percentages. And then I glued them onto the backing so that it was easier to cut. It wasn't easier. I thought it would be. Here's something else from online. A lot of these are from online. Yeah, even the frame. That's also from online. I think all of these are from online. Yep. All of these. They're all from online. But now I gotta fussy cut them all. Oh, that's a chore. Then my peel and stick wallpaper. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful bird? So what I can do, like I just did a quick cutout because there was a whole bunch on it. You just cut around it now and it becomes a peel and stick sticker. You may want to put that on a page. And then I cut this out from the same wallpaper. Look at those flowers. I could use the leaves by itself. because it might be too big for a page. Here's another flower that was on it. Look at that. And you just use parts of it. You don't have to use the whole thing. Like this, I would cut out, like maybe down here. And then maybe here straight. So it's more rectangular. And I can just glue it onto a page. Like, I don't know, I'd have to measure out the size. Look at this one. This one would be easier to cut into something smaller. Beautiful. So, look at your wallpaper. And wallpaper would be easy to find at like a thrift store. Because people will buy something and then not like it. And then they have no use for it. So they take it to a thrift store. So, thrift stores. Antique stores I like going into, but a lot of them are pricey. So I'm more inclined to go to a thrift store or like a dollar store. Anyway, so that's embellishments. And then you got pockets, tucks, windows, and flips. Now those are all from paper that you have. So here is a pocket, envelope, which I use as a pocket. Here is an accordion style one that I made. I just took a big 12 by 12, cut it a certain way, and then folded it so I can have a tuck here if I want. I could have a pocket here and a pocket here and then a tuck over here. And all it is a matter of folding things certain ways. Here, I took a full 12 by 12. See? That's a full 12 by 12. I cut it in half diagonally. And then I cut it in half again. And then I flip this side and this side so it's open. So this is going to go on the page. Saying this is the page, you're going to put it on like that. So then you have a tuck here. You got a tuck there or a pocket, whatever. You know what I mean? This you would only glue on the bottom and this one on the bottom. And then that way you could stick something in here and you could put put something in the pocket. So that's what pockets and tucks are. Just certain ways of folding your paper to have a spot to put your ephemera cards. A spot to, you know, like these doors, which are, I call windows, they open up and to a surprise. Same with flips. I don't think I have any flips here, but basically it's here, a piece of paper that's attached on the top, or it could be even material. It's attached at the top, and then you flip this up, and there's a surprise. So this creates a surprise, and this creates a surprise. And I'm sure there's so many out there. It's endless. And of course you decorate them, right? Now I'm just thinking the item itself. But once you have it, it's like your pages. Once you create pages and then you choose what you want in the book, depending on the color or theme or whatever you choose for it. So with with pockets, tucks, and that, you're going to take those pages or store-bought pages or the ones you create. You're going to cut them up or fold them in certain ways to create your pockets, tucks, and all that. Then you're going to take those embellishments you made and decorate it. Right? Same with ephemera. You're going to take your embellishments and your pages that you've created, if that's the route you want to take and you don't want store-bought, and you're going to create your own. Now with ephemera, you can use A scrap masterboard. This is an ephemera card. It's just brown cardstock. And then I glued all these papers on it, did some stamping, glued a flower, washi tape, whatever you want. You could do stenciling. Mind you, this was already geometric shapes, so I didn't want to do stenciling. But that's one way of doing an ephemera card. Then you got the mini booklets, which this actually came from tags. Clothing tag. A tag that was on something you buy for the pricing. Clothing tag. You get 2 that are the same size, and then you just open it up, you add pages in it, you attach them. I did 2 staples. You can do washi tape. Oh, I think I did washi tape first to hold it in place. Then I did 2 staples, and then I put these gems on it. You could do liquid pearls. You could do ribbon, whatever you want to decorate it. Then down here. Now there's also another way of doing this where this part folds up and it's a matchbook. So that's another kind of ephemera. Playing cards. These 2, I sanded them down to take the sheen off. I left that side because I'm going to leave that side. You can sand that side and keep that side if you want. And then you just glue paper either on one side or both. These I had done on both. Right? These I'll only do it on one side, the sanded side, not the other side. And you just take regular sandpaper or a sanding block, and it won't work with a nail file because I think that thing would get dull before you got rid of the shine. But that's another idea. Then you can do printouts online, like game cards, trivia. I don't know. Online, there's so much stuff out there that you can just photocopy, like just print it. And then you take a piece of cardstock that is, or coffee dyed paper, so that the one side is good to go. Music paper. And then whatever you print, you glue it onto the other side. You can stitch. Stitching is another element. But for me, steps 2 to 5, which is the pages, the embellishments, the pockets and tucks, and the ephemera. To me, they all work together. So you got your cover, but then those 4 elements, in my opinion, work all together to create each other. And, well, except for pages. Pages you can create, but it's from the pages you make those other elements. And then number 6, the final one, is your closures, your dangles, where you use charms. I have a bunch of charms in here. I need to get more, but still a lot in there. You use beads. And that's a kit I bought. Oh, it's damaged. This is a kit I bought from the dollar store. Secondhand jewelry from the thrift store, or if you know family or friends who have jewelry they don't want. I absolutely love this guy. I'm actually going to take this one and put the turtle on it somehow. I don't know how yet, because I like this dangle too. And I'm going to make myself an altered necklace, because this is more like a choker, and because I'm heavy, I can't wear chokers. So I'm going to add, I have some pink beads. I was thinking of in between adding a pink bead, which will make this longer. And then somehow maybe with that dangle, put the turtle. Or maybe at the bottom, no. Anyways, I so love this turtle. He's so adorable. Maybe I'll use him for something else. I don't know. But anyways, that's another one. You can get these things with letters on it. You could put a word like love or kind. You can put person's name. You can use pom-poms. Then they're brads and grommets, in order to either attach these things, these embellishments, with the brads. You can get them in all colors and gems. Or grommets in order to hang these things. And I use, the string that I use is a embroidery floss, because between my mom and me, we have tons of the stuff. I also bind my journals with cotton floss. So that's it. That's everything. I think I've covered pretty much everything. I have no idea what I'm going to do in the next video. I had a busy few days. As you know, Saturday we went to see my granddaughter because her birthday was last week. And then on Sunday was my oldest daughter's birthday, so we went and spent a few hours there. And then we went and did some shopping. And then Monday I took as a rest day, because with all the running around and everything, and like during the week I don't do anything, I needed a day just to rest. And I had tons of laundry. I had more laundry than normal. So I had to do my laundry and just catch up on dishes and housework, and try and take as much time to relax as possible. Then on Tuesday, and then Monday night, a friend of mine, who I've known him since I was like 4 years old, 4 years old, he called me. And so we chit-chatted for a few hours. And then on Tuesday, we connected again, and we chatted for like, I don't know, 6 hours, 7 hours, just, reminiscing about our families and what we remember growing up and how life is treating us. And oh my God, but we did it all through messaging. So when you're typing and you're doing Messenger, it takes longer to have a conversation than if you talk on the phone. But I don't remember what kind of long distance plan I have. And since all my family and friends, most of them, like from before I had my daughter, so before I turned 28, all the family and friends that I made that back then all live outside of the province that I live in. So we're talking Saskatchewan, Winnipeg, Ontario, Quebec, and Nova Scotia. So we're talking a lot of long distance if I phoned all of them. Anyways, so that was Tuesday on Messenger. And then Wednesday, yesterday, I think today we're Thursday. Are we Thursday today? Where's my phone? Yep, we're Wednesday, September 19th. So yesterday, I got ready to do a video, but because of the time difference between Alberta and the other provinces going east, they're later than we are. The only one that's earlier than us would be BC, British Columbia. So I don't get up till 12 noon, and I go to bed at like 4 in the morning. So for me to talk to anybody east of here, I have to call them during my day, because it might be the end of their day, but it's during my day. Anyway, so I tried to call my brother. He wasn't available. I left a message. And then Scott's sister popped by. So even though I intended on doing a video yesterday, it didn't happen. And people, connect with family and friends, even if they're old ones. I had so much fun. I so enjoyed myself. It is so important to connect not only with people and talk about the present and the future. You know, you have your future plans, but the past, it is so important. It brings, I don't know, to me, it brings me such joy to be able to reminisce about the past. Anyways, I will attempt this again. Remember, do what makes you happy, and everything else will fall into place. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. And I will see you on the next one. Bye, everybody. Take care.